Well, some are calling it the question of the year, and that is, are you GDPR compliant? I'm Kimberly Hash DeVries and excited to be able to walk you through more about GDPR. Now, if you haven't been busy hiding under a rock in some mountain, you've probably already heard about GDPR, but just real quick, just in case, we're going to talk about what is GDPR. So the acronym stands for General Data Protection Regulation. Now, it's a new law passed by the European Union, that's the EU, that mandates every website to follow some requirements. Now, the fine for violating these requirements can be as high as 20 million. Sound crazy to you? Well, yeah, maybe. So, do I really need to be GDPR compliant, you may ask? Well, if people from the European Union can visit and interact with your site, then the answer is yes, you do need to be compliant. Now, if people from the European Union can sign up as leads on your site, for example, leave their email address and whatnot, or give you their data in any other way, then yes, you do need to be compliant. Now, if your site makes use of any cookies or has any third-party integrations that uses cookies, let's talk about a Facebook pixel, analytics, if those ring a bell, that's also, you do need to be compliant. And it doesn't matter whether you sell anything to EU people or not. If they can access you, then guess what? You got to be compliant. So it's not something to take lightly. Your business depends on your decisions. This is not something you can breeze over and la-ti-da about your business. Now, if you've logged in lately to any big name website, Google, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Basecamp, Freshdesk, everyone, and I mean everyone, has updated their terms of service and has made changes to the website according to these requirements of GDPR. Now, they've covered themselves, but have you got yourself covered? You can't escape it. Nope, because like it or not, your country has a legal agreement about law enforcement with the European Union and all other larger countries. So you're going to have to face the consequences. And here are the consequences of not being GDPR compliant. You can get a fine of up to 20 million, okay, or 4% of your global revenue, whichever is greater. You may not be able to sell to customers from the EU or serve them in any other way. Not being able to monetize the European Union-based customers through ads or other means, and severe legal costs and hassles that will stop you, of course, from the most important thing, and that could be focusing on your business. Now, does it sound like a nightmare? Well, it is. Now, if you're not compliant today, then you're not ready for business. And times are changing. There's no escaping this. We all have to conform. There is no option. Now, if you want to stay in business, this is something you do need to do. Everyone has to make their journey to GDPR compliance, no matter how small you are, no matter how difficult it is, and no matter how much effort it takes. If you're running a business and it's online, you need to be GDPR compliant. So when does it happen? May 25th, right around the corner, very, very quickly approaching 2018. Let's talk about what you need to be compliant. It's all about transparency, okay? You need to ask consent from your visitors that you're using cookies on your site to track their behavior. So you need to get their consent if you're using cookies. You need to let your visitor know about your terms and conditions and your privacy policy so that they know what you will do with the information that they leave with you on your site. Now, your visitors need an easy way to request to be forgotten, to access their own data, to be able to notify you of a breach, and to rectify any wrong data. So you may be asking, well, what do I need to do? Well, here's your compliance plan. You're going to want to study lots of documents to understand what's required. You can also sign on board an expensive lawyer just to make sure that you got everything covered. Design processes, systems, and workflows to adhere to the compliance requirements. So you need to change your business a little bit there and make sure that you're adhering to that. You may need to hire a top coder to create the systems for you and programming necessary so that you can implement the compliance measures onto your site. And then, of course, you'll want to work with your experts on a continuous basis to make sure that you're actually legally covered and taking the actions that are required by GDPR. Sounds crazy, right? It's expensive, it's time consuming, and if you do this, you may as well say goodbye to your business. because you're going to have no time left to do anything profitable. So, I don't know, I'd say, hey, there's got to be a better way, right? Well, there is. It's called WP Gdpr Fix. Let's take a look at this demo.
Alright, is GDPR on your mind? If yes, then well, today I'm here to help you. My name is Sudaljit and I'm from Technic Force, and today I want to show you WP GDPR Fix, the magical plugin that is going to make you 100% GDPR compliant and is going to make sure that your business is protected. So I've got the plugin set up on my computer, and when I go to WP GDPR Fix, in the index screen, I can see exactly how compliant I am. So when you actually install the plugin for the first time, all of this will be non-compliant. So you have to set up each section one at a time. It's not really very crazy difficult. I'm going to show you exactly how, but I have gone ahead and set up most of them. Only 2 of the requirements I haven't set up: the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. And once I set them up too, they will be green too. And once all of the bars are green, you know that you are 100% GDPR compliant. So let's go and take a look at each of the sections. The first is the cookie consent requirement, which means you need to show your visitors a little notification telling them that you are tracking cookies, and it's just a notification. You don't need to get their agreement to it. You need to notify them that your website is tracking cookies. So let's go ahead and set it up. So over on the top of the plugin, you will see all of these tabs. We've got 7 tabs. We are covering 7 key requirements to GDPR: cookie consent, terms and conditions policy, privacy policy, right to be forgotten requirement, data access requirement, data breach notifications, and data rectification requests. We actually handle all of them. So let's get started with cookie consent. Let's go to cookie consent and set it up. Click on cookie consent. And here you can see your little cookie consent message box. You can actually write what message you want to give, what message you want to send your visitors. Now we have a default message here. If you don't want to change anything, you can just leave it there. Then we also have a way to display and change the setup of your cookie. So if you want to change the text color, you want to make it something that is suitable to your site, you can do it. You can change the background color. You can actually decide where you want the box, the cookie consent box, to appear. You can decide how much distance you want from the border of the website, border of the web browser, and you can also decide what you want to display on the button. So it can be okay, it can be thanks, I understand, whatever you want. And if you want any custom CSS, if you are a programmer who wants to implement custom CSS on the buttons or anywhere else, you can put it here, and that's gonna work too, but that's not really required. I'm gonna go ahead now and show the cookie box on all of the pages. Of course, I can decide what pages I want to show them on, and typically you would want to show it on all pages. If you don't know what you're doing, if you can't decide, put it on all pages, because you want to be 100% compliant with GDPR every time. Click on Save Settings, and here's the test website. When I refresh it, now I will see the cookie consent box. So here's my cookie consent box set up with white background, black text, and the little OK button. So all your visitors will see this when they browse your website. Once they click OK, it won't be shown to them again, using cookies, of course. So this is the cookie consent requirement met on WP GDPR Fix. Now let's go to terms and conditions. So here we are on the terms and conditions page, and GDPR actually asks you to make sure that your users accept the terms and conditions. It cannot be just a page where they can read it. They have to expressly accept and show their consent to the terms and conditions. And with WP GDPR Fix, you can do that. You've got some options: redirect signed in users to terms page. So when people sign in, they're shown the terms page. If you say yes, they will be shown the terms page until they say yes. They cannot move on to the rest of your content. And if you show the terms page to the people who are not signed in, if you click yes, they will be taken to the page till they actually consent. And you have to have the version policy of the terms and conditions. Every time the version changes, every time you make a modification to the terms and conditions, just come here and change the version in some way, and they will be asked to consent again. Then you can select the terms and conditions page. So if it's this one, for example, I've got a couple of pages set up. If it's this one, just select it, and the plugin will redirect the people who are visiting your sites to this page. And after they accept the terms and conditions, you can choose to redirect them to any of the pages that you have on your website, the home page of the website, the last page they were on, or if you don't want to redirect them at all, you can do that. And when all of that is done, click Save Settings, and when you go to the index again, you will find that the TNC requirement is also met, and the privacy policy works just the same as the terms and conditions. You can redirect your signed-in users or the users who haven't signed in your WordPress account. You can have a policy version which will force your users to accept the policy every time you upgrade. You will be able to select which is the privacy policy page and where to redirect the users. And once you set up the privacy policy page, you click on Save Settings, and on the index you are compliant. So that way you have to gain, once you see all the green bars, you are 100% compliant. Let's look at the other screens too. Let's look at the other sections too. Then we've got the right to be forgotten. This is the page where you can set up your right to be forgotten settings. You will need to set up an email subject that you will send people when their data is forgotten or when you've deleted them. This is your admin email from where the mail will go. And you have the option to reassign the user's post. If the user is a contributing member of your platform who's made any posts, you can either reassign them to any specific user you want, or if you want to delete them, you can delete them too. And click on Save Settings. This will save the settings. And all the requests that you get will be shown over here. You can see action points. So you've got the options. You can either forget requested data with just a click. You can see the requested data, or you can remove the request if you want. If you think this is not a legitimate case, you can remove it. And this is where people can actually file the request. So you've got this request form, and this is the test blog that we have, but this is going to match your theme when you implement it on the final website. And you have data access requests. You can make three kinds of requests. You can make data access requests, which means you can ask for a copy of data that the website has about you, your user that is. And they can also file a request to forget data about them. They can ask to forget their WordPress comments, their posts, or any other data that you might have on them, and just put in their email ID. So if they have, registered on your website with some email ID, they'll put it in and tell you what kind of data they want you to forget. Click on Submit, and you will get this request inside of your own WordPress admin. So you can see that my request is filed right over here. I can delete the data that they have asked for just by clicking the checkbox. I can view the data they've asked for by clicking the view requested data, or I can delete the request themselves. And once the data is deleted, I can decide what message I want to send them. You can type out the message right over here. And once you click Save Settings, the settings will be changed. If you delete the data, a confirmation mail will be sent to them informing them that the data is deleted, and of course the data will be deleted from your WordPress completely. And this is where you actually honor data access requests. So you've got your admin email here, and you can type in a mail subject when a notification is sent to your users with the data that they've requested. You can select what subject you want to send them. You can also select a little message. You can type in a little message that you want to send them along with the data. And you can again send the data with just one click. Send requested data, they will get it. Or if you want to view the requested data yourself, you can click on the view requested data button over here. So this is all the data that we have on the said user. It's all there in the tabular format. We've got some JSON too, and it will be sent to the users in a format that they can read, just like the one we have here. And when you click on send requested data, the data will be sent to them along with the message and the mail subject that you selected. Finally, we have the data breach notification system. So whenever there is a breach in your database, or if there is a breach in your website and you want to inform your users about it, you can use this form. You can put in a mail subject that you want. You can put in a notice that you want, maybe a letter telling them how the breach occurred and whatever, and then save settings so the mail and everything will be sent. And anytime you want to send a data breach notification, click here. It'll show you all the users on your website who are registered, all the people who will be sent out the notification, and then you can simply click on the button send data breach notification to send the notification to them. It's pretty easy, and the mail will be sent. And finally, you have data rectification. This is where people will actually will ask to rectify the data. If there is any data on them that you have that is incorrect, they can ask you to rectify it. And again, it's the same system. You will have an admin email, a mail subject, and you can put in a little message from your side which will tell them how your data is rectified. And finally, the little grid where you can see the data rectification request that they've made. Click on view request data, and it will show you what data they want corrected. So if it's an email ID, what is the new email ID that they have or whatever. And when you click on the checkbox over here, the data will be automatically fixed, and the person who's requested the data rectification, they'll be notified. This is the most comprehensive system to get GDPR compliance. It gives you compliance on all 7 key points, and there's nothing similar in the market that's as comprehensive as this or as easy to use. The Pro version will also have ready-made privacy policy pages and terms and conditions policy laid out for you that you can just plug in and save your time and effort. So this is something that your business really needs right now. Get WP GDPR Fix, conform to the GDPR requirements, and protect your business.
All right, thank you, Cyril, so much for that fantastic demo. So you can make your business about sales and growth now. You don't have to have your business all focused on the legal risks. Don't invite unnecessary fines that run into the millions when you gain absolutely nothing if you don't comply. Don't suffer the unnecessary scrutiny and investigation by the government. And don't attract bad publicity and negative press for not adhering to those new rules. Don't risk major prosecution and serious consequences in case there's ever a reported violation. And don't risk losing the entire traffic and business from the European Union just because you decided not to get compliant. Compliance secures your business and it puts your business ahead today. Get a vote of confidence from European Union visitors who trust you more. Get more signups and sales from EU because you already conform to the requirements. Consent from your visitors protects you from dangerous litigation, and you can confidently work with your partners in the EU, individuals and companies, because you don't expose them to any risk either. Run your business with mental peace and focus back on the basics and don't have to worry about all those legalities. GDPR compliance is so much easier when you use WP Gdpr Fix. Now you can take the easy way out, make compliance easier, much easier, and get WP Gdpr Fix and show your business how much you are caring for it. Now this is the most important investment that you will make all year long in this year of 2018, because without it, you're putting all your other investment in your business and your site at risk. So I would urge you to get compliant today, whatever way you do it. Here's what offer you can expect from this product itself. The front end is $17 to $19, and that's based on if you're getting the single or the unlimited with personal rights. Now the first upsell that you're going to be offered is WP Gdpr Fix Pro at $37, and then the second upsell is developer rights for $47. The third upsell is reseller rights for $67, and finally the fourth upsell is white label rights and the source code for $397. Here's the price development. The early bird starting May 18th at 11 a.m. lasting until 3 p.m. The price will be $12 during that time period. Now after 3 p.m. the price is going to go up after that time to $17, and then on it rises a few cents every few hours. So if you want to get it at the lowest price possible, you're going to want to grab that right at 11 a.m. on May 18th or just as late as 3 p.m. Okay. Now, I do highly recommend that you do grab the OTO3. This is the reseller license. The reason I do that is that many local businesses don't actually have a clue what GDPR is and what they need to do. So with the reseller option, you can resell WP Gdpr Fix to every local business owner that you know. Really a great opportunity. Also, OTO4 is a great one. This is the white label. You can create your own GDPR business under your own brand and provide GDPR services that will rake in thousands of dollars. So a great way, a great business idea for you if you're into that type of thing. Here's some bonuses that we're offering with GDPR Fix. Number 1 is white label license to WP AMZ Store. Number 2 is white label license to WP Scarcity. And if you want to read more about these, just go ahead and pause this video. I'm just going to go through these quickly due to time constraints. Number 3 is white label license to WP Protector. Online Legal Protection Handbook is 4. Number 5 is WordPress SEO Top Secrets. Number 6 is WordPress Helper Creator. Number 7 is WP iAsk. This is a smart survey creator. It helps you get great surveys going here. Number 8 is WP Call Response, where you can turn your leads, solid leads, visitors into solid leads. Don't we all want that? Take a look more at that. And number 9 is SEO Harvester Jeet. Number 10 is WPF Facebook Bar Jeet. There, this is using crazy psychology to make your visitors go absolutely any site you want. Working like magic there. I want to thank you for taking a look at this demo and more information about the GDPR. And again, whichever way you decide to go, make sure that you do get compliant. Don't put your business at risk. It's just not worth it. Now, the bonus access page is loaded in your JVZoo purchases. So after you purchase from my link, simply log on to JVZoo in the upper right-hand corner, click Looking for Your Purchases, locate the product that you purchased, this one here, and go into details. Now that's where you're going to find the bonus access page with buttons and instructions. This is our standard method of delivering bonuses to make it as easy and seamless as possible for you, of course, our valued customers. Now, if you have any trouble at all finding your bonuses, please contact my support desk at support@resource.zendesk.com. They're going to get you the best and quickest help. And also, to make sure that you secure your bonuses, make sure that when you're purchasing, before you actually finalize the purchase, you should see the affiliate ID 398549. That will ensure that you did, in fact, go through my link to get the bonuses. Again, I want to thank you and urge you to get GDPR compliant, and this GDPR fix is the easiest way to do it.